Hello there, just straightening up the screen. Haven't done the live for a while. So I've been messing around with my laptop. That was the strange thing. Once I got my laptop back from repair, it was like, oh no, what angle did I have it on? Because when you use the YouTube live, which I use for this channel, you can't see the setup. It's not like StreamYard where you can actually see the whole layout before you start. I do like this one because I'm the right way round for myself. So what I see this side is this side behind me, whereas on StreamYard, it's the other way around. This is fact. I don't know which side you're seeing it, but as I'm looking at the screen, this is on my right behind me currently. This is my right hand. Yeah, I don't like being messed around with things being the wrong way round. Okay, so this live is always on Mondays, is always the little themes and topics. And if you just want chit chat and updates and things like that, then that's on my Wednesday one. And if you want something completely different and know what this tree is all about, then that is on my Friday lives on my other channel. I've linked all of this information below, along with my email that people often ask, where is your email? It's not in your about page. No, it's not in my about page because you're only allowed so many characters in your about page, and I've used them all up. And also it will confuse people because I use different emails for different things anyway. So my emails are under this one. And if you watch my other channel, you can use this same email because it's my Sorting Out YouTube email. So you can use that as well. I've also put my PayPal in there that people are asking about. How do you give donations for your projects on PayPal? That's in the link below. And also my address for people who want to send me seeds and letters and any other fun items. So that's the housework done, the housekeeping, as we say. So let's begin straight away. Let's start with our garden segment. This is sow, grow, mow, and ho, ho, ho. Okay, so I'm continuing with these little booklets that were Mike's mum's, and they came out weekly in the 70s. So we have to ignore some parts of it, as in the bits that say about pesticides and things. But there's also lots of old-fashioned tips and ideas for growing and gardening. So that's why I like to look through them. And at the beginning of each one, I was going to say each episode, then the beginning of each one, there's a little gardening diary of what you should be doing this week in your garden. And I just like to read a little bit of that because I know a lot of my followers are gardeners, and so I'll just keep this quite brief and do some other bits in between if needs be. So we're talking about in the vegetable garden first. This is June week 4. Broad beans should be coming to an end now. If you're especially fond of this crop, it's possible to get a second harvest from existing plants. As soon as they have finished bearing, cut them down to just above ground level. Keep the stumps well watered, feed with liquid fertilizer, and they will send up new shoots which will quickly produce flowers and pods. The crop will not be as large nor as flavourful as the first one, but it's well worth harvesting. In my video I posted today, I say a little bit about even things like cucumbers. You shouldn't eat the last crop of them, and you should always, of course, save some crops, let them go to seed as well. They do suggest keeping your better crops to go to seed for better produce. You may now be digging early potatoes, and so may be rather surprised to see potatoes in the checklist of crops that can be planted in the last week of June. Bear in mind this is from England. Admittedly, this is not an orthodox procedure and the crop will be small, but it can be done with success. The soil is warm and the plants will therefore grow very quickly. The main hazard is the potato blight may start to attack the foliage before the plants have had a chance to complete growth. Extra vigilance is needed therefore, and a careful watch should be kept on all potatoes from now onwards, especially in warm, close weather. Some varieties of potatoes will now be producing flowers. Snip these off as they are not needed and absorb nutrients which would otherwise be diverted for the use of other parts of the plant. Cabbage white butterflies are now beginning to appear, and you may start to see colonies of their green caterpillars on brassicas and other crops. Now, I do a whole playlist on all sorts of different bugs that you get in your garden, and I say rather than to get rid of them, I also tell you how to avoid getting them in the first place. And I've also done videos on bigger creatures such as cats and birds and things like that. If you've got any questions about bugs, as long as it's a bug I know of, I can help you with it. So I say, don't say how to get rid of a bug, say how to prevent it in the first place. So I do have a video on the cabbage moth, or the cabbage butterfly moth. I do have videos on how to prevent that. My main tip for you all is obviously net your items, and I use old what they call net curtains in England. I use those rather than netting, so they actually work rather well. They also shade the plants slightly and allow the rain to get through. So that's my main tip to prevent things, but also put things around them that predators, bugs, etc. don't like. And I've got a video coming out. It's the second week of July. I've scheduled it to come out because I've scheduled July because I've got a volunteer coming now, so I won't be able to do posting. So I've scheduled up to the middle of July now, videos going out. The second week of July is how to stop rabbits, and that was for my friend Della Smalley, who was having trouble with rabbits again. And it also includes deer, cats, birds, foxes, any of those type of critters, raccoons, any of those kind of things. So that will be out on the second week of July. So look out for that one as well. It's about the caterpillars. Picking the caterpillars off by hand before they have a chance to tunnel into cabbage is probably the best method of control. You do know as well, the cabbage moth, caterpillar, all those, they are not just for brassicas. They are all brassicas and some other things as well. Brassicas are still vulnerable to the turnip flea beetles, so keep a watch out for them. Green fly and mealy cabbage aphids can be extremely troublesome. I've got a video on aphids as well for you. Particularly in humid weather, keep a lookout for them and spray or dust with an insecticide. Well, that's a big no-no from me. I've also got this rabbit one coming out, some home natural sprays you can use, and I've also got some easy quick fix solutions as well if you're someone like me who doesn't like particularly mixing up sprays, even if it's natural produce. I like to have a instant solution, so you'll see those. If left alone, the caterpillars will multiply very quickly. Yes, always look under the leaves. That's mostly where they'll be. And the stems, particularly, let's say it's broccoli, they will be near the heads if you've got heads showing, and they will be straight down, and that's how you miss them, because most people are looking on the leaves and they are straight and thin and green. You will see them on the stems, as I say, particularly near heads of produce. One of the chief enemies of peas is the pea moth, whose larvae are maggots which infest and spoil so many of the later crops. If the weather is dry, mulch as many growing crops as you can. Let me also say at this point, if you've got bugs and pests, there is a trend to do bark chippings as pathways between growing beds. That is the biggest no-no if you have a lot of bug and pest problems. They love it. And you're basically creating their little hidey run by making your bark path between beds. So if you've got bug problems, consider that, or not that. Consider if that's what you have. If the weather is dry, mulch as many growing crops as you can. The mulch can be strawy manure, lawn trimmings, even black polythene or peat. Anything to keep the soil from drying out. Water the soil well before applying the mulch. When sowing seed during a drought, this is a good method to use. Draw out a drill to the required depth. Saturate the shallow trench with water and sow with seeds in it immediately. Then cover the soil at once and make the seed bed firm. Soak Hessian sacks or similar materials in water and lay them on the newly sown bed. I use a lot of old rugs, rag rugs that I've made that are now worn out, but of course check what the material is that you've made your rugs from. So you don't want manufactured fabrics. So if you've got natural products that the material was made of, and you've used that to make your rag rugs, then you can use that. And I use that as a base, like a lot of people use cardboard. So that really does hold the water nicely at the bottom of a hugelkultur bed. The seeds will germinate very quickly. Indeed, virtually everyone will grow. Peep under the sacks every day after the first few days. Do not leave them in a position long enough to damage the seedlings. When you remove them, take steps to protect the seedlings from birds and insect damage and keep well watered. Endive can be sown at any time, but throughout the spring and summer. But make a main sowing of the curled variety now to produce a crop in early autumn. The crop is easy to grow. Treat it as lettuce until it's ready for blanching, usually 3 or 4 weeks before use. Leave some varieties of endive until early August. This is a hardy plant which can withstand frost, and frame protection will provide winter salad. Peas for an autumn crop can still be sown, but choose one of the early varieties which grow quickly. If you're sowing successive crops of lettuce, it's worth using cos types, especially in dry weather, as they do not bolt so readily. A rather unusual crop which occurs in our checklist is American or land cress. This is a garden variety of watercress to use in salads or for garnishing. Even in the generous watering, the seedlings may grow rather slowly. Now, I just broke there for a minute to tell you about a video. I've got to get the link off of Mike, what it was. And it's a guy in, I think it was the desert area, which would be the LA highway. It was on there, and there's a big bit of land there. You can go and visit it now. And it was a man back in the late 1800s, and he actually excavated this desert plot. And I think they said he had 40 acres in the end because no one wanted it. It was no good for building or growing or anything. And he was Italian, and he basically dug down a long way to literally create a cave world underneath. I say cave world, you actually keep coming out into the open air, but you're down like a deep well depth, if you like. And he lived there, and he cultivated citrus trees by planting them right down in the depth he'd dug and lived in. And then he had big holes at the top, and then the light came down and they grew really well, and they're still growing 100 years later, producing fruit. He also did grafted trees, and there was one tree there that had, I think it was 7 different grafts on the one fruit tree. I'll try and find the link. If I find it, I think I'll put it up on my community post. You really need to watch it. A, if you're interested in growing and where you think you can't grow things in certain places. And B, if you're interested in quirky housing, if you like. As I say, it's like a cave, it's underground, but he has lots of open pit areas. So he's still down like underground level, but it's open above him as well in many areas. It's a definite must see. It was quite long, but very enjoyable. And I won't go into all the story of it, but it's very interesting, the whole story of it too. So I think I'll get the link off of Mike and put that in my community post so you can all go and watch that. Definitely worth the watch. The fruit garden. The strawberry crop should now be at its peak in the south, and currants, gooseberries, raspberries, loganberries are beginning to ripen. Remember that the fruit needs to be examined every day. Keep an eye open too for pests and diseases, especially grape mould on strawberries. Hey, Teddy's there. Hi, Dawn. Have good day. Missing your lives, my friend. Yes, I've only just come back. I came back on last Wednesday, and it felt very, very odd coming back. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And then Friday, I did my other channels one. I'm enjoying doing those because they're so different to the lives on this channel. Really love that. So I did a Friday one there, even though I forgot on StreamYard you have to press start the live. So I did about 2 minutes before I remembered, I haven't pressed that bit. And then I started again. Yes. So if you've got mould on your strawberries, destroy at once any affected fruit or other parts of plant. At this season, a colony of gooseberry sawfly larvae may be found on the gooseberry bushes. They are greenish-white caterpillars with black spots. They can be killed by insecticide, but they will probably all be concentrated on 1 or 2 branches, so it would just be as easy to pick them off by hand. Strawberries, as the fruit finish, will begin to produce runners, which on new plants will form. Peg these down, which are wanted for replacements, and remove the others. Raspberries which were transported in the late winter or early spring will now produce new canes. As these grow, cut out the weakest ones. In the greenhouse, continue to pay careful attention to ventilation, temperature and humidity, and make the necessary adjustments to ventilators and screens. Spray with water in hot weather. Continue to prune and train tomatoes and cucumbers. Courgettes and dwarf beans grown under glass should now be in full production, and you can harvest almost daily. Remember that tomatoes, aubergines, capsicums belong to the same family as a potato and are therefore susceptible to the same infestations. When weather conditions favour the spread of the potato blight, spray these crops at the same time as the potatoes. Those still growing under glass may be safe, but those now outdoors will certainly be at risk. Continue to feed regularly, as well as providing ample water. This particularly applies to tomatoes in growing bags or other containers. The early crops of tomatoes and cucumbers should now be ready for harvest. When harvesting tomatoes, snap the stems of the fruit off at the first joint, leaving the attachment to the tomato. So that's a little brief update of the main areas of your garden. Here it's so hot now, things are like gasping. So I'm playing around, experimenting as always, different areas, different things, and I have further plans to put in action next year based on what's happening this year. As I say, we've got a volunteer coming on Wednesday, so I've got jobs to be done that we could do together, and some other areas I want created with help. And I also want to finally get round to rigging up like more permanent structures around some of my growing areas. I want some more permanent structures around all brassicas. So I want to create that from, if you have been watching for a while, you saw I got old dog fencing from the stables. They made like an area, which is actually the sort of netty stroke metal pole system with gates that you have around swimming pools. So I've got to work out how much I've got and how to work it out, but it's not going to be on the ground. It's going to be over raised beds. So it won't be a walking system because they're raised beds, but I need to access completely one side. And this is why it's important when you make things such as raised beds, you think about how far you can reach across to deal with things. So luckily we thought about that initially. So at a glance calendar for June week 4, what to sow: vegetables. Sow dwarf or French beans, runner beans, beetroot, leaf beet, sprouting broccoli, Chinese cabbage, spring cabbage, carrot, chicory, American cress, endive, kale, kohlrabi, lettuce, salad onion, pea, radish, spinach, swede, turnip. For your herbs, so winter savoury, angelica, sage and parsley. Hey, it's Girl Southern Living. Hi there, my friend. Yes, I watched half of your last video. I watched half of it, but I had to get things done before my live. So I'll let you know I was there. You got your thumbs up, but I need to go back and finish. In fact, I've probably got less than a third through, actually. So, yeah, very good. Things to plant in week 4 of June, plant and transplant. Broccoli, sprouting broccoli, including calabrese, cabbage, including Savoy, ridge cucumber, kale, leek, marrow, including courgette, custard marrow, pumpkin, tomato. Oh, I'm feeling hungry now. Think of custard. Things to harvest: broad bean, beetroot, leaf beet, summer cabbage, caraway, carrot, early cauliflower, lettuce, salad onion, pea, early potato, radish, rhubarb, spinach, turnip. And the herbs: chervil, chives, dill, fennel, mint and rocket. I've just done my chives, cut the flowers off. Yeah, I've done a video and a short recently how I cut them off, about that much stem with the dying off flower head, tie them all together, put them upside down in a jar, and then put like a skewer through just to balance them. And I did them a bit earlier today, and already there's lots of seeds in the bottom. It's a great way to do anything with tiny seeds, such as carrots, lettuce, anything like that. Just very carefully cut them off, turn them upside down. You appreciate it. Oh, I appreciate you being here. Did I say what to harvest? Yes, because I talked about that. Yes. The herbs to harvest: chervil, chives, dill, fennel, mint and rocket. I think I got that. Everything helps. And then fruit: to prune, thin or tie in. Cane fruits: red and white currants, cherry, gooseberry, grape, plum, strawberry. Harvest: blackcurrant early varieties, gooseberry and strawberry. And in the greenhouse, harvest any dwarf beans, courgette, cucumber and tomato. So that brings us up to date on what should be going on in your garden if you grow. A little sip. Thank you for those thumbs up, much appreciated. Let's move on to my next section, which is, let's take a look at a book I took from my book nook. Let's take a look at a book I took from my book nook. I'm SAE. 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 Stamped addressed envelope. Stamped addressed envelope, Mr. Teddy. So I thought I would talk today about Lego. I wanted to talk about the history of how things came to be. And then I thought, what does everybody know? What does everybody know about? So I thought Lego. And please remember, Lego is the plural as well as the singular. There is no such word as Legos. Legos, such as the word sheep. Sheep is singular and plural. There is no such thing as sheeps. And we know this about Lego because there's more than one piece in the box and it is called Lego. Just a little bugbear there from Dawn, getting my point across in a very formal way. Play well. Could you have a better name for a toy? Kirk Christianen created the name by putting the Danish word leg godt, play well, together. And that's how you get the word Lego. It means play well. not play wells. It's so funny. Play wells. Oh dear. In Latin, it means I am reading or I'm joining together. But he knew nothing about that. It's funny how words in different languages can mean totally different things. In the 1930s, he lost his job because of the Depression in Denmark. At that time, he was a carpenter in the tiny village of Billund on the moors of Jutland. He had an idea that he would create good toys which would appeal to children's imagination and their need to create, ones which would stand up to rough handling. His wooden toys became a success: yo-yos, elephants on wheels, and many more. Soon he was employing an increasing number of craftsmen. Oh, you're saying hello for right? Okay, cool, Teddy. By the end of the Second World War, some 50 people were employed by Lego, and it had become the largest industry in the area. Soon it was to grow larger still. His son, Godfred, who had worked with him from the age of 14, travelled to England soon after the war, and on his way he discussed new ideas for toys with a toy dealer who was searching for a new kind of product, something with purpose, system, and continuity. Ideas came into his mind, and he felt the answer lay in bricks, which could be put together and taken apart again. In 1955 in Denmark, the now famous Lego brick was relaunched after much thought and experiment as a system of play. The aim was that this new toy would appeal to boys and girls of all ages, be simple yet versatile, creative and aesthetically satisfying. In 1958, he died, and the business was carried on by Gottfried. By this stage, the annual turnover already exceeded £1 million, and in the following year, 90% of production was for export. In 1968, 10 acres of heathland near the Lego factory was landscaped into a children's paradise called Legoland. It includes model villages, restaurants, dolls museums, and many other attractions. Today, over 1 million people come to Legoland each year. Teddy says, we have a 5,000 piece for our grandkids. I would love Lego. I would like to get, that's so expensive. I would love like the houses and the shops. I think the shops, I've seen like on YouTube, people got like a whole town set up. I think I'd like something like the shops. Or just you can get, I've seen on eBay, you can buy like whole kits of just bricks, like not anything you can build, but just like thousands of bricks. I wouldn't mind that either. In 1962, the toy became more versatile by introducing wheels to give to the Lego cars. Then the family of Lego figures was born, and in 1977, the technical sets were created so working models could be made. Today, Lego sets are imported to 106 countries, and the leaflets printed in 25 different languages. 97% of the production at Billund is for export. And this is a picture of part of the 10-acre Legoland site. There. I didn't like what I heard, that Legoland, most of it isn't real. It's just like surface bricks on the outside, because it was time, effort, money, and all the rest of it. It's just basically edging a lot of it. But and that's obviously one of the mechanical sets they were talking about. So yeah, I never had Lego. We had something similar to that. Maybe it was Lego, And that was like a really small box kit when I was probably about 6 or something. I think it might have been a birthday present from a friend. And it was lots of little, very short white bricks and some long white bricks, but they were really like thin and narrow. And it was a picture you could build a house, and the roof tiles were like flat green, like proper roof tiles, movie set style. Yes, absolutely. You're talking to someone who I actually used to make flats, meaning the things that look like scenery, but they're a flat, a board, and some of those are quite detailed and realistic. So yeah, it's all fakey, like the Walton's house. That was actually fake. So yes, the original house they used for the Waltons was a flat, not a flat. A flat. Yeah, so who else has got Lego? Has anyone got Lego? Oh, I would love Lego. It's the creating of it as well. I think some sets now, as I say, it's only what I see on YouTube and whatever. I think a lot of sets now, maybe they're for the younger people, I don't know. But again, it seems to be lots of parts and you put them together rather than building with Lego. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of kits out there, as I say, might be for younger people, but they seem to be parts rather than Lego bricks. And I thought that was the whole thing, really, of Lego. To me, it's bricks and building things out of brick mostly. But as I say, yeah, I'd quite like the shops. Or I think there's a shop in Mao. I think I've seen that, an actual, like, goodness knows how much that is. How much, Teddy, is that 5,000 piece one? And what is it? Is it just bricks, or is it makes something? But yeah, I would love that. I mean, that's a perfect thing to get, really, isn't it? Because whatever ages they are, once they get past the swallowing age, it will last and last. Have to take today's harvest picture. Cool. Fantastic. 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 I have to go and have a look. Have a look what you're doing. Hey, Twinkle Cakers, I've got my laptop back. Yay! I'm back doing lives. I'd scheduled, because they said it might be a month. They didn't know how long it'd be if they had to get parts. So I scheduled videos to come up for the whole of June. So I'm like, yay, the whole of June. But I had to make them and edit them. So, it took me forever to do it, but it's kind of good to think, rest of June's posted. I just don't know what you're seeing, so I have to keep going and looking what was scheduled. But now I've got a workaway coming Wednesday till towards the end of July. So I was like, I better schedule up till then. So yesterday I just had to get some more content basically and edit it all, but I've now scheduled, so I've got all June still scheduled. They just pop up, you say what time and day you want them to pop up, so they're all done, and now I've got to mid-July scheduled as well. Oh dear. So you can imagine how much content I've got, which is good because I had a lot of filming. I just hadn't got round to editing. I think today's one, it actually starts off like the end of May, and I just hadn't posted it. Other things crop up that are more current, so I do those. But yeah, I miss doing lives, which is, you'll see I've been doing a lot more shorts because obviously your analytics crash if you suddenly stop doing regular lives. So there are a few more shorts out there. So yes. And while we're talking of my channel, coffee break, what to watch, something you may have missed seeing. I've put the link below of the video I suggest you watching your coffee break. And it's basically my first live back on Fridays on my other channel. And there's some fun information in there. It's actually quite fun. So I've linked the link to that if you want to go and have a look at that, and explains about I have a tree now. That's for Fridays on my other channel. But Teddy will know about that. And I've got something waiting for you, Teddy, for the tree when you come on. Because when you come on for your second time on that channel and stay in the chat for a little while, you get represented on the tree the second time you pop in. So there's a few sitting there of first timers underneath the tree. And when they pop in the second time, it goes up on the tree. But yeah, I tell you all sorts of information on there. And also I explain on that one, hence why I've put that one up for you to watch. I explain on there how if you send me certain footage or pictures, I can promote your channel, and I will actually play a little bit about your channel. So go and watch it. It's easier than just saying it all, repeating it all again, but definitely worth a watch. So the links below, and also the links to my other channel, because some people don't know it, and the time of all my lives, what days, what times, and my Gmail, my PayPal, my address, those kind of things. So it's all linked below, but do go and watch that other live because it explains a lot, and it'll show you how different it is, because this live is all my little chit chats about tips, hacks, bit of gardening, all sorts of things, little short themes. And then my Wednesday one on this channel is catch ups, bit of fun, just talking to the community. And then Friday ones, the tree thing, and bit different because I can share footage with you there. I still can't share photos on that. I know how to do it, but it doesn't work for me. But I'm not that bothered. I'd rather be able to show my little film clips on that one. So there we go. Thank you. Sounds great. Yes. It's a lonely place, this poor little naked tree. It wants to be full of friendship, and it's only people come on that channel's live, obviously not from this channel. I'm two different people. Two different things, two different people. It's Friday Friendship Club. So, and you'll see the same icon every time, Friday Friendship Club. Like you see the lives on this channel is a different icon, so you'll just see it and you'll get to know it. Okay, moving on. Next theme, we're going to do knacks, hacks, facts and stats. Now, though there's some gardening pictures there, there's also some kitchen pictures, cooking, can be absolutely any knack, hack, fact or stat. It's for me to practice my speech. So I thought today I haven't really done too much in this segment about cooking and food, those kind of hacks. I've done more household ones and things like that. So I thought today I would give you some simple foodie tricks. Oh, that's nice. Bless you. So little snacky ideas. Tell me if you know any of these or not. I've tried to sort of pick ones where maybe you don't know. Are you like me? Sometimes you just want something quick, easy, and you're done. So the first one, cut up an apple into thin slices. Place on buttered bread. Sprinkle with grated cheese and salted peanuts. Then grill until bubbling hot. Not sure about the peanuts with the apple. What do you guys think? Peanut with apple? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not one for liking nuts in cooking, in cakes and things like that. I like peanuts, salted peanuts. I do like a salted peanut. Don't mind an almond or pecan now and then, but I'm not really a nut person. I do like my salted peanuts though. So what do you think? So that's apple on buttered bread, grated cheese. I'll do the cheese, and salted peanuts and grill it. Interesting. The second one, toast a slice of bread on one side. On the other side, spread sliced banana thinly. Sprinkle with brown sugar and put under the grill. Now, I don't like cooked banana. I don't like banana that's been messed about with. I love a banana, but don't be messing about with my bananas. I don't like, what's that, deep fried, like deep fried stuff. No, don't deep fry food, just eat it. People used to deep fry Mars bars. I was like, just eat the Mars bar. So what's your thought on that one? The third one, butter a slice of toast, top with a pineapple ring. Fill the centre of the ring with grated cheese. Then grill for a few minutes. It sounds like blooming tiki-toki, this. Tiki-toki. I don't like tiki-toki. You know what I'm talking about. I don't like tiki-toki. I don't like, just lately there's been nonsense because it just comes up on my phone. I don't have tiki-toki, but things pop up, don't they, on your phone? And it's things like, people have just discovered why there's this. People have just discovered why there's this. And it's simple things like, people have just discovered why there's letters, as in alphabet letters, on the front of English letterboxes. It's like when the letterboxes are there, what era they are. So it's the King's or the Queen's initials, like Georgian times and Victorian, and so it's like the letters of that. But simpleton things, if you're in England, you should know these things. No, Gail doesn't tiki-tok either. No. For me, I've always thought I don't have too much spare time. You think I would with all what I do on this channel, but I like to put everything in one place. So if you're needing to find me, yes, I've got more than one channel, but it's all in one place. It's just easier. Or else I would feel that, oh, do the people on Instagram want to see that? Oh, maybe I need to put it on there as well. I think you can do something. Someone told me you can like send it to all your things. I don't do Facebook or any of those things. Twimble cake, because I'm getting hungry. I still have 3 hours before breakfast. Before break my fast breakfast. Oh, break your fast. Oh, you're fasting. Oh, I've got to catch up with you. I did a very brief catch up with Old Car Junkie. I've been on Gales a couple of times since I got my laptop back. Don't think I've been to Twinbrook Acres. Might have been one time. Maybe I was saying I was back, or maybe I went on yours to say I was, computer was going. But I've got a lot of you to catch up with. I'm concerned now because I've got the workaway coming. So I still want to do my lives. Luckily, all my stuff's scheduled to post, but I need to spend free time with her. She's on her own. She's not coming as a couple. So I'm not going to be able to catch up with anyone I've missed so far until after that. Gail has Facebook just to share videos and photos. Yeah, I suppose you can do that, just like post it to all these things as well. Yes. I mean, everyone's got advantages and disadvantages, and it's what suits each person. Hence why there's these things. Twimble Cakers haven't put much out lately, been busy, but I have YouTube burnout. I know when I last went on yours, because we had that long conversation of I used to love your intro and the tune that went with it. And I have been on recently because I was like, oh, you still got the house picture, the black and white picture. I was like, yeah, oh, but the music's not there. I thought that the other day. I use my theme tune quite a lot. Sometimes though, if the video is a bit long, I don't want to put an intro per se, so I just put my channel name. So then I'll use different music like from there onwards. And then the other day I thought, oh, I don't think I've actually used my theme tune for a long time. People go be like I've been with Twinbrook Acres. Where's your music and your picture? So I jumped back and used it again, but I'm trying to just use the end bit so it's shorter. Oh, a business Facebook page. You know, I'm saying that because I'm not giving them any. If I use the word, then I'll get adverts from it. Right. Is that a business you'd like to share here now? If you want to, Gail, you're very welcome to talk about your business. Oh, bless you. I use the original intro occasionally just for you, Dawn. Bless you. You should say if you watch it more, Dawn, then I'd use it more. Want to do these cayenne peppers? Oh, send me some. I wish you could. Oh, spicy. I've got lemon syndrome at the moment. Too many lemons. Just share my videos and other people. Right. If you want to put any links, any of you, just let me know. You're quite welcome to advertise anything on here if you're someone who watches me, which all you guys are. This is another reason I do subscribers only on this channel, because I can freely say you all can put anything you like up now. So if you want to put what your next video is, then do that. Too many zucchini. Oh, I just freeze mine. I freeze my zucchini. I would say zucchini is the thing I grow most of, because I now Little Garden Big Dreams helped to buy me a second freezer, because I've got a tall one but it hasn't got any depth to it. So she helped me buy a second one, and now this year and last year I literally grew as many as possible, and they last us all year. Need to make a batch of zucchini bread. I haven't even got round to doing that. Oh, I do like a bit of zucchini bread. Oh, you've made me think about that. And I've got a big zucchini actually to harvest. Oh, zucchini bread. I have to get my volunteer to come and see how to make zucchini bread so I can get away and do that. Yeah, but as I say, if any of you guys want to put anything in the chat about your channel, or come and watch this video, or any links, or if you've got a business and you want to say it, you're very welcome. Just do it. Anytime you're on, don't wait for me to say it. I'm here for you guys, because you guys are here for me. So if you want to put anything up, feel welcome. If there's something you want to put up and you think you can't, I can just make you a mod if you need that. If you're afraid of putting links up, I'm pretty sure you can put links up on my chat without being a mod, but if you need that, then I can do that for you. Yeah, so this one, pineapple ring with grated cheese, that sounds actually quite okay, because in a way that's a bit like a pizza, although I'm not a great lover of pineapple being a savoury. To me, pineapple is a dessert, but that wouldn't be too bad. And then the last one of these I've got is for a quick snack. Cook button mushrooms in butter and cream, and heap onto toast. Parsley and chives can be added if available. Oh, that sounds the best one of those. Oh, mushrooms in butter and cream. If you know me well, you'll know I love sauces. Oh, that's like steak Diane, isn't it? That's cream and mushrooms. Is there wine in that? I think there's wine in that as well. It's mushrooms, cream, I think white wine, or steak Diane sauce. I like peppercorns. I like spices. I want those cayenne peppers. All right, Gail's asking what can she do with the cayenne peppers? Well, pickle them. So they last forever if you pickle them, don't they? So pickle them and give them, if you've really got that many, jar them up, do one of your fancy tops on your jar and give them as presents for Christmas. And I don't know if you have anywhere you can sell them. Don't know if you can sell them anywhere. You guys probably have these like markets and things like that. I don't know. Oh, yes. If I was there, I'd come and buy some off you. Yeah, pickle and preserve them and give them for gifts and sell them, or swap them if there's something. People have always got abundance of something. It's like here, everyone's got lemons. You can't give lemons away here. Well, they're great big ones, like really decent ones. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I thought the next section I would do is, some of you have asked that I keep doing bits about Cyprus. So there's the flag of Cyprus. And I want to go around and do more places. I've actually got a video up there that needs editing, abandoned ruin. Now, it's not a house ruin I've got to edit. It's well, it's got a story to it, but basically when we first moved here, it was an active building. It was kind of a bar restaurant with a swimming pool, but then it went to something a bit more sleazy, and then basically they kept getting shut down, and then they arsoned it basically, and me and Mike went there. It's not too far from us, really. It would have been the nearest place we could have gone for like bar, restaurant, whatever. And they arsoned it, and I went there and filmed it all for you. So you've got the ruins of the swimming pool. The main building that they set fire to is gone, but there's other ancient churchy thing building near it as well. And but you'll see. So I've got to edit that. So I want to go more out and about. But this one I want to read to you about because I'm not allowed to go there because women are not permitted. It's a monastery with monks actively there. So women, even if you're covered, women are not welcome. Hey, Della! Della, you know, I said to you your rabbit video is going to be the first week in July that gets posted. It's actually the second week, the second posting of July. So don't think it's not posting. It's the second week of July. I thought I'd just clarify that. I've done a video especially for Della about bad bunnies and how to get rid of bad bunnies. So I hope something works. There's several things in there, so I hope something works. So this is about Stavrouni Monastery in Cyprus, Mountain of the Holy Cross, medieval Santa Croc. It sits on the steep 750-metre peak that was called Olympus in Cyprus, not Olympus in Greek, in ancient times, and where a temple to Aphrodite stood. The monastery dates back to 327. Wow. When legend tells us the ship carrying St. Helena, mother of Constantine the Great, home from Jerusalem with the true cross and the cross of the penitent thief, ran before a storm to the coast of Cyprus. The holy woman dreamt that a young man instructed her to build many churches on the island. On waking, she discovered that the cross had miraculously transported itself to the top of the mountain. So she built the Stavrouni church in which to house it. Vouni means mountain, mountain view or view of mountain. The monastery contains a large wooden 15th century cross, minutely carved with scenes from the life of Christ. It's encased in a silver reliquary that also contains what is believed to be a silver of the true cross. It's a working religious community of monks who follow the principles of Mount Athos. Although women are not allowed to enter, the views from the monastery are spectacular. Do I have a picture of it? I don't think I do. No. No, I don't have a picture of it. Sorry, soz about that. Della says, my ground garden isn't looking too good due to the rabbits. We're having triple digit weather. Darn it, I'll never give up. Oh, Della. Oh, so sad for you. And your prize, Della, I haven't posted it yet because I want to send them all out at the same time, and I've got a little bit more to get for Mr. Jimmy's one. So I've yet to get what I want to add to that. Being a man, I've got to find some slightly different stuff. So I haven't posted it yet. So don't be looking at your post box all the time thinking, is it here today? No, it hasn't left here yet. But I will post very soon, very soon, very soon. I haven't forgotten. Okay, so let's talk about inspiration and creation. Inspiration and creation. That's fine. You have my information. I do, Della. I do have your information. I have yours. Now, I'm going on my telefono. because I want to show you an app I just put on it yesterday. Because even if you can't draw, you can still create. Ooh. Ooh. And this is kind of like, does anyone know spirograph? Spirograph or Mandela? Look, you can just make. You can make. And you can change things, like you can rub out, obviously. I only put on last night. I think, oh yes, look, you can get different colours, different diameters, diameter, reset, change colours, more colours. I expect if you play with it, you can make more things. You can share your creations. You can make it repeat in all the bits, or you can have a graph where you can just go from like the middle. But this is the repeat one. Let's see. How did I get on that? Yes, yesterday I was on a different one. Let's see. Oh, I think I started from the middle before. Yes. No, I'm still on the repeat one. Because I've got another one where it's like Mandela. I like things like this. I like patterns. I don't know what it is, where that comes from. Oh, here we go. Look, here's the bit. Look, you can do simple or pattern. So was I on? Ah, I must have been on pattern. Yes, this is the one from the middle. Right, because look, we've got a different grid now. These are what I prefer. So you can do like from the middle and do funky things. Move it around. You can rub out. So basically, I'm not just playing. I'm showing you that you can create without any skill at all, basically. This one's called Spyro. Spyro. I've got another one like this on my iPad. I don't have an iPad, I have a tablet. So you can do all sorts. These kind of things. I've also got this one recently. I just show you what I like. I show you what I like. Do you like this? Fluid. I'm trying not to let it reflect too much. Now you can't see it. Right. So, look, I like things like this. You can make. Isn't that satisfying? Or is it just me? Ah, go shredded as zucchini. Well, we all get a bit when it's done. Yes, I might do that with my zucchini I've got to harvest. I was like, well, I should actually make this the whole screen. And then someone tuning in and be like, what's going on? I can't do it because you've got the reflection of the chat now. I just like things like this. There's different ones. It's not just that one. It's different. Oh, I've got this one as well. Tangle is the app. Oh, you like that? Ah, nice people. I got this one called Tangle is another app. There's loads of different ones on this one. It's Tangle. And look, there's loads of different ones. I'll probably get copyright strike now. Silly. And you can save some, and they're just all sorts of things. Don't like that one much. Let's go to my saved ones. Because I've saved the best ones. Favourites. Saved on favourites. You can just make things. And you're like, okay, That's got a 1960s psychedelic vibe to it. I was born in the 60s, but I was only a bubba, so oh, now this is me. I'm more Mandela and fireworky type things. Let's say that, more Mandela and fireworky things. So this one you can look. This one's nice. That's a bit 60s, isn't it? That is a bit more 60s. Look, hey, tripping man. I like that. Now, I could play with this one. Yeah, I like this one. Tripping man. It's the Brady Bunch. Oh, yes, look. I could be on that all day. Agreeing with you. Reminds me when I was younger. What else are my save ones? Now, see, again, it's this sort of vibe. It's just me, sort of fireworky things, and you could change colours of it. I mean, if that's not something, well. So again, this is a bit similar. I don't think this is quite the 60s. Maybe this is 70s. Like it's almost jeans now, isn't it? Blue jeans. Yeah, see, I like stuff like this. Patterns, as I say, like Mandela type things. If you saw my short recently, it was Q&A, have you got a tattoo? And I was like, never allowed things like that. And I said, if I ever had one, I would want it on the top of my foot, where no tattoo artist would do, that's too painful, or something like that, like a pattern. You can change colours of that. I like that very much. There's loads on here. Again, you've got a very similar one to that other one. Very nice. Yes. You're not getting the full effect of it because you've got a lot of reflection going on there, but it's quite not neon. Oh, I do like neon. I like a bit of neon. Very nice. And as I say, you do a dolphin. I know you did a Q&A. Oh, maybe a year or so ago, and you said dolphin. Yes, you said dolphin. I think we've done that one, haven't we? That you can do out. It just keeps going by itself, which I like. What else have I got? My save ones, it's particularly nice. This one's got a lot going on. That's 60s, isn't it? That's 60s. There you go, Della. You can grow flowers yourself. Okay, see you, Twin Brook Acres. Thanks for being here. What's the time? Well, I've done over my hour. Done over my hour. So yeah, look going on there. Why did I start this? Oh yes, because I wanted to let you all know that you don't have to be able to be an artist or anything like that. It's come back again. Very 60s. Yeah, so it's to let you know you don't have to, oh, but I can't draw, I can't paint, or as I showed, I did a video on my other channel recently, the colouring party club that Grandma Sandy invited me to do a video on. And I've got a book of patterns. Can't think of the word right now. Patterns. Patterns. And I like colouring that. Begins with an A, if you want to help me. Type of patterns beginning with A. And So you can just colour in and make patterns and be creative. And what I wanted to finish with today is pastimes, 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 pastimes. And here's something very old fashioned for you. Writing. Writing. Yes, writing. Who had to sit at school and write properly? We always had in junior school, middle school, we were only allowed a pencil. Now, this is the 70s. We were only allowed to write with pencil. And for some reason, it wasn't until just before we were going into high school. I don't know why, but they suddenly seemed all in a fluster and they said, you need to learn to write with an ink pen, a proper fountain pen with the nib, because that's what they use in senior school or high school. And I remember it all being a big of a rush. And they said, I think you Americans call it cursive. We had to learn to do proper joined up handwriting. Up to then we just did whatever. We had to learn like how you used to do all the loops and join and how to do it officially. And that was the first time we'd actually learnt to write. I'd always printed, and I still print today, which is quite good because Greek, you don't join the letters up. So that's quite handy. But I've always printed. I might join an odd bit, but even today, I don't do joined up writing. And I remember, as I say, it was a rush. And they said when it was neat enough and done properly, then you could switch to ink pen or fountain pen in middle school, junior school. But I remember it was literally a matter of weeks. They kind of thought you'd all just do it. And my writing was always untidy. It was scribble because we'd never sat and learnt to do joined up writing. And it was scribble because I wanted to print. No, you've got to do this. And I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't see the point of it when I'm very fast writing without joining up writing. I'm really fast. And they kept saying, oh, you've got a few days to go and school's finished and we haven't let you go to ink pen or fountain pen yet. And I was like, oh, it's hardly my fault, is it? But yeah, so we always had to, in senior school until possibly the fourth year there, then we were allowed to use, I think it's Pentel is the brand. Do they still have that? And it's like a biro, but it's like ink in it, like a biro with ink, like a felt pen, like a Sharpie, but it's like ink in it. So you didn't have to keep changing. The first ink pen I had, you had the squeezy, like pipette thing, and you squeezed it like a rubber tube inside. And then finally they changed to cartridges. Ooh, cartridges in the ink pen. Gail says my stepdaughter cannot read cursive writing. No, and I bet a lot of them don't even have to write very much now at all. When do they drop writing now? When do they drop it? Oh, Car Junkie said our school stopped cursive. Yeah, we never, as I say, until we were literally about to go to high school, they suddenly wanted to teach what we call joined up writing. We call it joined up writing. And they suddenly decided. And I remember for that reason, my writing in high school was quite bad because I thought you had to then do cursive. You didn't have to. So when I finally twigged, no, you can do whatever, because I used to get marks like, oh, it's very messy, your writing. And I hadn't used an ink pen till I went to senior school. And obviously that's a bit, we were beyond the dip it in the ink stage. As I say, we had like a squeezy. You took the main barrel off the ink pen, and then on the nib and a tiny bit more, there was a big plastic sort of tube, and it was squeezy rubber. And you used to put that in the ink and squeeze it, and it sucked up the ink. And then, as I say, finally they did go to cartridges, so you could actually like pierce this, like you all know, but you could pierce the cartridge of ink, and it sat in the ink pen till it ran out. So writing is a lost art. I like calligraphy, I'm not very good at it. The best calligraphy I can do is cross-stitch calligraphy. Does that count? I do like doing the cross-stitch, like fancy writing. It takes so long to do it, but I do like someone who writes very nicely. I was watching, I don't know if any of you guys watch Creative Lorry channel, and she often writes out like recipe list or shopping list or whatever. She writes lists out and shows you. And it's so neat that I commented on it. She's like, oh, really? You think my writing's neat? But it is a lost art. It really is a lost art. As I say, I still print. I've got any writing I can show you. Yes, here we go. This is like rush writing because I was just writing out the questions that I'm going to do another Q&A. So I don't want to kind of show you the full questions. So that's my sort of fast writing. And as you see, yeah, some bits are joined up. Some bits are joined up. I wouldn't say it's untidy, and as I say, it's just rush when I, oh yeah, that question, I wrote it down. So, yeah, so I don't know. I don't think England really does writing anymore at all. I don't know anywhere else. I think cursive in America is or was an actual subject. Am I right in saying that? I believe it was an actual school subject. No, not where I went for sure. But now it's all computers, I think. And they reckon now that people's hands, young people's hands, are changing shape. They're getting much longer, clawier fingers from holding phones for filming and selfies and doing all sort of this position. And there's so many young people I see that don't even know how to hold a knife and fork properly either. So that's very sad. I think a lot of things, this is when you know you're getting old, I think, in life. You're like, oh, in my day, or we did this. No. Girl says no. Right. No. Yeah. So I think there should be, I still think school exams should be handwritten. And it would also, all homework, all work should be handwritten. There's so much getting things off the internet and whatever, and then fine, if they do that, they've still got to spend time handwriting it. So I think everything should be handwritten for school. Different if you will take notes on a laptop or whatever. Don't tell me they teach more and faster. We always had to write everything by hand in lectures and whatever else. So yeah, convenience, take your notes on your laptop, but any submitted work and exams, I think, should be handwritten. Right, I've gone over my hour. I've got a lot to do before my volunteer comes on Wednesday. As I say, I will still be doing my lives. I do apologise if I'm not going to be present on your channels very much again. It's being a bit repetitive now. But as I say, I've actually managed to schedule all my videos to the middle of July. What have I done? She goes on the 14th. So I've scheduled up to then. So, and then I have to catch up with my 50 million emails, Gmails. Teddy says, I might write pretend and cursive in the same sentence. Yeah, I do that. I write Greek and English in the same sentence, or I switch letters. I switch letters. I do Greek alphabet mixed in with, but as I say, I'm glad in a way I do print. Mike tends to write a lot all capital letters. He does that. My dad did what he called copper plate writing. So I think different generations sort of write differently anyway. So yeah. Okay then, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for being here. It's always fun when people pop on. As I say, do check the description below. It tells you all my days and times. And do check out that video that I've recommended at the top that I've put to watch in your coffee break. And don't forget to drop a comment and see you next time. Bye for now. Meraki.